Hello everyone, how are you all? I hope you all are doing well. So I welcome you again to your English class. And today we'll continue with the chapter number 1 of class 7, that is 3 questions. This is part 2 of this chapter, and if you've not seen part 1, you can check the link in the description box. So before moving further, let's recapitulate what we discussed in part 1 of this chapter. Actually, this is a story about a king who thought that he would never fail if he knew the answers to 3 questions. And the questions were what is the right time to begin something, which people should he listen to, and what is the most important thing for him to do. And to find out the answers to these questions, he sent messengers throughout the kingdom, and even he promised a large amount of money to the person who would answer these 3 questions correctly. Many intelligent people they came but failed because there were different answers to all the questions, which made him dissatisfied with the answers. Then he decided to get his answers from a hermit who was known for his intelligence. Actually, that hermit used to live in the forest and had never left the forest and had never met anyone but simple people. So the king dressed up like an ordinary person and he reached the hermit's hut. And when he reached there, what he saw, the hermit was digging the ground in front of his hut. The hermit greeted the king and continued digging. He was an old and weak man. The king asked him the answers of his 3 questions, but the hermit did not answer. The hermit just kept on digging. The king then took his spade from him and dug. The hermit thanked him, and after digging 2 beds, the king repeated his questions. But instead of answering him, the hermit asked for the spade so that he could dig, but the king did not give him the spade and continued to dig. The sun set, and the king stood up and asked the hermit if he would answer his questions. If not, then he would go home. But instead of replying to the king about the 3 questions, the hermit changed the topic and pointed towards the person who was running towards them. So, to find out who was that person, whether the king got the answers to his 3 questions or not, let's continue with the story. So, look at the paragraph number 1 of the second part on page number 10. The king turned round and saw a bearded man running towards them. His hands were pressed against his stomach, from which blood was flowing. When he reached the king, he fainted and fell to the ground. The king and the hermit removed the man's clothing and found a large wound in his stomach. The king washed and covered it with his handkerchief, but the blood would not stop flowing. The king redressed the wound until at last the bleeding stopped. So here the word bearded means a person who has a beard. The word fainted means lost consciousness. The word wound means injury or cut. And the word redressed means dressed again. So this paragraph tells us that after the hermit pointed towards a man who was running towards them, the king turned round to see who the person was. Okay. After the king turned round, he saw that a bearded man was running towards them, and his hands were pressed against his stomach, and the blood was flowing from his stomach. And when that man reached the king, he lost his consciousness, means he fainted and fell to the ground. The king and the hermit went towards him to help him. The hermit and the king removed the man's clothing, and they found a large cut in his stomach. The king washed the wound, he cleaned the blood, and he covered the wound with his handkerchief. However, the blood would not stop flowing. So what the king did? The king redressed the wound. He dressed that wound again, by which the bleeding, the flowing of blood finally stopped. This is how both of them helped the bearded man. Now look at the next paragraph. The man felt better and asked for something to drink. The king brought fresh water and gave it to him. By this time the sun had set and the air was cool. The king, with the hermit's help, carried the wounded man into the hut and laid him on the bed. The man closed his eyes and lay quiet. The king, tired by his walk and the work he had done, lay down on the floor and slept through the night. When he awoke, it was several minutes before he could remember where he was or who the strange bearded man lying on the bed was. Here, the word laid means put something in especially a flat or horizontal position, usually carefully or for a particular purpose. The word several means more than two but not many, and the word strange means unusual. So, this paragraph tells us that after the man became conscious, he told that he felt better and also asked for something to drink. The king brought fresh water and gave it to him. And by that time, the sun had set and the air was cool. So, the king and the hermit carried the wounded man into the hut and laid him on the bed. The bearded man closed his eyes and rested for a while. The king was tired by his walk and all the digging and whatever he had done. So he laid down on the floor and slept throughout the night there only. And when he awoke, it took him 2 or more minutes to remember where he was and who the bearded man lying on the bed was. Now look at the next paragraph. Forgive me, said the bearded man in a weak voice when he saw the king was awake. I do not know you, and you have nothing to forgive you for, said the king. Here the word awake means wake up from sleep. So when the bearded man saw that the king was not sleeping any longer, he apologized. He apologized in a weak voice, which shows that the man was not fully fit and fine. The king was totally surprised to hear that because the king did not know him and did not have anything to forgive him for. Now look at the next paragraph. You do not know me, but I know you. I am the enemy of yours who swore revenge on you because you put my brother to death and seized my property. I knew you had gone alone to see that hermit, and I made up my mind to kill you on your way home. But the day passed and you did not return. So I left my hiding place and I came upon your bodyguard who recognized me and wounded me. I escaped from him, but I should have died if you had not dressed my wounds. I wished to kill you and you have saved my life. Now, if I live, I will serve you as your most faithful servant and will order my sons to do the same. Forgive me. Here, the word swore means promised. The word revenge means a wish to injure someone who injured you in the past. The word seized means took by force. The word recognized means identified someone or something from having encountered them before. And the word faithful means loyal and true. So, through this paragraph, we get to know about the bearded man and why he was injured. Actually, he was the king's enemy and he promised to take revenge from the king. Now, why he promised to take revenge from the king? Because the king put his brother to death and seized his property. He knew that the king had gone alone to meet the hermit, and his plan was to murder the king when he would return. However, the king did not get his answers from the hermit, so he did not return and he stayed there. The bearded man, who was confused by this, decided to leave his hiding place, and that was the mistake he did. He met the king's bodyguard who recognized the man and knew that he was the king's enemy. The bodyguard wounded the man so the king would be protected. The bearded man escaped from him, but he had a large wound on his stomach. The bearded man should have died but survived because of the king and the hermit. The bearded man wanted to kill the king but got saved by the king. This changed the mindset of that bearded man. This made him realize that the king was a nice person. He declared himself to be the king's most faithful servant, someone the king can always trust. And even he promised that he would order his king to do the same. Then he apologized again for the revenge he had decided to take from the king. Now look at the next paragraph. The king was very happy to have made peace with his enemy so easily and to have won him over as a friend. He not only forgave him but said he would send his servants and his own doctor to look after him, and he promised to give back the man his property. So here the word peace means the state of friendship and harmony. Okay. So this paragraph tells us that the king was very happy. Now why he was very happy? Because he made his enemy his friend. And even he forgave the man and promised that he would send his servants and his own doctor to take care of him, and he would even give him back his property which he had seized earlier. Now look at the next paragraph. Leaving the wounded man, the king went out of the hut and looked round for the hermit. Before going away, he wished once more to get answers to his questions. The hermit was on his knees, sowing seeds in the beds that had been dug the day before. The king went up to the hermit and said, "For the last time, I beg you to answer my questions, wise man." Here, the word sowing means planting. So, after the conversation between the bearded man and the king ended, the king left the wounded man inside the hut. He came out and searched for the hermit because he wanted to ask the three questions once more. The king saw that the hermit was sowing seeds in the beds which the king and the hermit had dug up the day before. The king went to the hermit, repeated the three questions, and begged the hermit to give the answers. Look at the next paragraph. "You have already been answered," said the hermit, still bending down to the ground and looking up at the king as he stood before him. "How have I been answered? What do you mean?" So, in answer to the king's question, the hermit told him that he had already been answered, which totally shocked the king. Now, why the king was shocked? Because the hermit never told him the answers to all the three questions. Now, look at the next paragraph. "Do you not see?" replied the hermit. "If you had not pitied my weakness yesterday and had not dug these beds for me, you would have gone away. Then that man would have attacked you and you would have wished you had stayed with me. So the most important time was when you were digging the beds, and I was the most important man, and to do me good was your most important business. Afterward, when the man ran to us, the most important time was when you were caring for him, because if you had not dressed his wounds, he would have died without having made peace with you. So he was the most important man, and what you did for him was the most important business." Here the word pitied means felt sorry. So this paragraph tells us that the hermit explained what he meant. He told the king that if he would not have pitied his weak and tired body, he would not have dug the beds for him. He would have gone away. This would have resulted in the king getting wounded by the bearded man who was his enemy at that time. Then the king would have to have stayed with the hermit only. Hence, the most important time was when he was digging the beds out of pity. The most important person then was the hermit himself, and the most important business then was to be helpful and nice towards the hermit. Okay? The hermit then took another example to make the king understand. Afterward, when the bearded man came, the most important time was when the king was taking care of him. Now, why was that the most important time? Because if the king wouldn't have treated him, he would have died without making peace, without making friendship with the king. Now, look at the next paragraph. "Remember then, there is only one time that is important, and that time is now. It is the most important time because it is the only time we have any power to act." So the hermit told the king that there is only one time that is the right time to begin something, and it is the most important time. So what is that time? That is now, means the present. Why? Because it is the only time when we have any power to act. Because no one can act in the past or in the future, means we do not have any hold on our past or on our future. Okay, so now the present time is the only time when we can act, we can do something. Okay, now look at the last paragraph. "The most necessary person is the person you are with at a particular moment, for no one knows what will happen in the future and whether we will meet anyone else. The most important business is to do that person good, because we were sent into this world for that purpose alone." Here the word necessary means important, the word moment means time, the word purpose means reason, and the word alone means only. So this paragraph tells us that the king got to know the answers to the second and the third questions. The second question was, who should the king listen to? So according to the hermit, the person we are with are the ones we should listen to, as no one knows the future and we do not know if we will ever meet any other person in the future. The third question was, what is the most important affair? So, according to the hermit, the most important thing to do is to help the person we are with. Our aim should be to make people happy, as that is the reason why we were born and sent into this world. This is our purpose. In fact, this is our only purpose for which we were sent into this world. So, this was all about the story, 3 questions, and I hope you have enjoyed reading the story. And if you have any doubt, any question, or any query, do let me know through the comment section below. So, this is all for today, and we'll meet once again in a new video with a new topic. Till then, take care, everyone, stay healthy, stay safe, and thank you so much for watching.